broadcast all over the world. This is BVI Channel 1 live broadcast bringing you Biafra discourse. And on today's program, we're talking about the security of our homeland. Who do we entrust the security of our land to? We are considering, are we going to entrust it in the hands of the governors who already constitutionally, in the Nigerian context, the chief security officers of the states in our homeland? Or should we entrust our security in the hands of the security agents, Nigerian security agents, whether military, police, and other paramilitaries? Are they the ones we are going to entrust our security in their hands? Considering the security situation in Nigeria, are we going to entrust it on pro-Biafran groups? There are many of them, not just pro-Biafran groups, but other agitating groups within the enclosure called Nigeria. Whom do you entrust your security as the way Nigeria is today? And that is why we are open for discussion. You can call our lines, tell us your opinions. The lines to call is right there on top of the screen there. If you're calling from outside Nigeria, of course, you know you're going to add +234. The number to call is 0810454533. You can call the same line on WhatsApp or on direct line. We have had so many analyses from different people who come up to tell us that we have to entrust our security in the hands of the government. Some say no. The security of lives and property is not the exclusive responsibility of government. That everybody, to its own measure, have some level of security. And there is a point of departure from there. Yes, everyone has the right to secure himself, to secure your family. That's why they say self-defense. You know, you don't just wait, fold your arms and wait for government to come while you are facing direct and immediate danger. You have to do what you have to do to save yourself or your loved ones. So these are among other things we want to look into today, because it is no longer news that almost nowhere in Nigeria is secure. And I have a brother who is here with me in the studio, calling in to share his vision concerning the security situation, the vision he had. He called me in the morning and told me, this is the vision I had about 7 years ago. And up till now, every day that goes by, it becomes clearer that the dream or the vision he had is at the verge of happening. So I said, okay, you have to bring it on board. Share your vision to the rest of the world who are listening so that we can take it from there. Hello, my brother. Are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you there?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, because there is a noise coming from your end. All right. In a short while, just summary, share your vision for or the vision you had with respect to the security situation. Share it quickly, because some of our viewers, they are listening, they are watching, they want to get your version of the vision you told me you had with respect to the security situation or the impending danger. Are you here with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, so you can share your vision with us. Let us add it quickly.
Okay. I had this on the first time. I was on October 2013, and it was a dream anyway. But the thing is that whenever I had such dreams, it usually happens. It's things that I dreamt about in this issue. They were very, I must say, they were very dangerous issues. The first was that, starting from the time I was standing in front of a village, and that village, the entrance of it, an old man, a little boy. The old man should be about 80 years, and the little boy of about 8 to 10 years. So they passed me and entered this village, and all of a sudden I started hearing shouts. People were shouting, everybody was running helter, but all they said, I didn't know what was actually going on. I turned and I looked in the direction of the noise, and I saw people who were being killed, being murdered. Some were killed in the streets, some were killed around their homes, and some were actually slaughtered just around the bushes and all that stuff. So as I was watching that thing, it was very horrible. Some were dismembered, the body parts were dismembered. You can see people who were running, shouting for help. And another thing was that these two beings that entered into this village, the old man and the young boy, they were not in a hurry. They were not in a hurry to kill and to run away. They took their time to kill as many as they could, and they also took their time to burn some places, and then they left where they came. And I was still standing there while they were passing, they were going out, they looked at me, and they walked out from the village. Then immediately they left, I saw a man on a black horse, a very black horse. He was sitting on this black horse wearing a black apparel, a hooded black apparel, covered his face. See his face, and he was on this black horse. So he rode past me and entered the same village that the young boy and the elder man came out from. And then he started killing again most of those people who were already wounded in that city, in that village, who were already wounded. Some pretended they were dead, some were fatally wounded, others were actually dead. So what happened was that horse the man was sitting on was also an instrument of death, because the horse sits out. Somebody is pretending to be dead, for example, and the horse swings on the person who actually tell this person is not dead, and he indicates to the man who is on the horse, and the man will now treat the person properly. So while that game was going on, I woke up. It was so terrible. I woke up and I had to go to the restroom. When I came back from the restroom, I prayed, and then I went back to bed again. After some minutes, I slept off. And when I slept off again, it was as if that dream, it's like when you're watching a movie and you have to get something from your kitchen, you press the movie on pause, and then you go collect whatever you want to collect. You came back to play again, and the movie will continue where you left it. That was how it happened. It was as if I never stood up, as if I never had a pause, or never stood up and went to the restroom. It continued exactly where I left. So I saw this man on the horse kill as many as possible. I can tell you, by the time we left that village, no soul was alive. So he now left, and while he was leaving, he turned around and looked at me, just as the older man with the younger boy who started the killing did, and then he left. That was in October 2013. Then in 2nd of January 2014, I had it again, the same dream, but this time on a more elaborate aspect. This time around, I saw able-bodied young men. None of them was up to 40 years. They were from, let's say, 17 years upwards, up to 30-somethings, they were coming to this particular city and they broke down the wall of the city from behind. They didn't come from the front of the city. They came from behind, broke down the walls of that city, and started killing people in the city. And while they were killing people, this same man I saw that was sitting on the black horse on the first dream, I saw this time around sitting on what looks like a mechanical bee. You know, this bee that people think they hunt, a mechanical bee. So he was flying on this mechanical bee very slowly, observing and supervising the killings going on in this city. As I tried to look at the faces of these young men who were killing people, their faces were distorted. I couldn't see their faces, I couldn't notice who and all that, but they were in their thousands when they killed. So when they finished killing, they now left, and then the man on the mechanical beam, which I saw in the first dream, came down from his mechanical beam, which he parked somewhere, and then climbed on his black horse again, and then came inside that city. Remember, the first was in a village. The second dream now was in city, not village again. So he came inside the city with his horse again and started killing. And the horse was indicating those who were dead, those who were not actually dead, who were pretending, and they were killing. So at the time I became very afraid. I pretended I was dead because I couldn't watch the killing any longer. And that was when the man was about to leave. So while I was pretending to be dead, the horse self was passing at me and then started sneaking at me to find out if actually I was myself dead or just pretending. Then I woke up from that dream. And that was in 2nd of January 2014. The first dream, when I had it, I told some of my relatives, and I told my mom about it. She said I should pray about it, and I prayed about it. That was the first dream. And when this dream occurred again in the second part of it, I told her again. She said that I should start writing them down. So I wrote it down in a particular place. So after some years, I started seeing things that are going on. Actually, I was thinking maybe this was something that was going to become a worldwide issue. Maybe it's going to happen maybe somewhere in America or any other part of the world. But I didn't know that the Lord was showing me actually what was going to happen in Nigeria. So what happened was that I started praying for the meaning of those dreams that I had. And the Lord now told me, this is the meaning of that I had, the 2 dreams that I had. Those 2 dreams that I had in 2013 and 2014 are the same. The elder man that entered the village in the first dream with a young boy of about 8 to 10 years old, he was, like I was meant to know, a native man, someone who is a native doctor or involved in or somebody who is involved in some occult things. Then the man on the black horse himself, I was meant to understand, is somebody who is in authority, a very powerful person in authority. And his horse, I was meant to understand that his horse was his religion. And then I started asking myself, what kind of religion can a horse represent? Then if you look at the events that have happened in the past, and some of these Islamic people, they always enter cities or go for their conquest on the back of horses and all that. So I was meant to understand that this is somebody in a very high authority who is supervising the affairs of this killing. That means that was even why when the killing was going on, they were not in a hurry because they knew no help was going to come. So in the second dream, the Lord made me to understand that the wall those people broke through before they came into the city are the people who were supposed to defend the people in the city, but they failed to do it. Therefore, they were the people who became the victims of those people, of the rest of the people who were killed. They not only became victims, but they were annihilated later on, even in that, as the thing was going on. Some of them were annihilated, but then the foreign people I saw, which I couldn't recognize their face, those young able men I saw, and that I tried to see their faces, their faces were distorted. The Lord told me, he said, these people are not from here. These people, I don't recognize their faces. I couldn't make out their nose, their eyes, and all that. That these are strangers. They don't belong here. Therefore, that was why their faces were not known to me. That these are people who came from outside that were used for this purpose. And then that mechanical deed that the Lord showed me, that man that was on the horseback on the first dream, that used it on the second dream mechanical bee before he climbed on his horse and went to the state. Led me to understand that this was what we call jet fighter or helicopter gunships and all that stuff. That this man, like I said, is a man of authority supervising the army that is taken on this rampage. First was the foot soldier, which was, for example, the older man and the young boy. And then on the second dream, the younger men who were actually foreigners. And then supervised by the authorities of the time. So the Lord told me, he said, this is going to happen. It must happen. The only thing that can make this not to happen is, number one, pray a lot. Number two, guard yourself. I see all these things. When I saw all these things, I came across some time ago, was it last year, December, about young men who were allowed into Nigeria from the northern part of Nigeria in their thousands. It started dawning on me that these are now the foot soldiers that are being coming into Nigeria. And another thing, when you see these people who are now coming into the eastern part of Nigeria, I don't call ourselves South and South whatever they like, the Igbos, the Igbos of Nigeria, their lands are being invaded now. What they are doing, you can imagine how long it takes to take a crash course in weapon handling. Highest is 3 months. So, when I had it, like I said, 2013, 2014, the president of Nigeria was not even elected then. So the Lord showed me this thing, and it has been bothering me. So I would like you to relay it to people so that people should take note of this.
Okay, my brother. I think you have brought it to the logical conclusion of your vision, and the summary of what he said. In case you're just joining us, we have our brother, and we're talking about who should we entrust the security of our land in their hands. That is what we're talking about, and we have a brother who is sharing his vision he had about 7 years ago, and it is about happening. So the interpretation, he has said the vision about how the land was invaded, and it was people who are who are insiders are the ones that prepared the ground for the invaders who came in, and from the whole summary, they are coming with their religion and with the killing and all the rest of them. So we are now talking about, as it is now imminent, who do we entrust our security in their hands? While we have been here, a lot of calls have been coming in. My brother, you are going to be on the standby for